I don't know, Hollywood, the first guy, not necessarily Hollywood, to make a picture in Buffalo, 1980. I directed a picture called Hide in Plain Sight. And I went to Buffalo because that's where it happened. And it was as far away from the producers as I could get. I mean, they had this in the studio. And so that worked out well. But it was something. So
was it the same when you went back? Or is it?
I didn't go back. I cried a lot. I reverted to this old Cherokee thing that I learned, which is falling to my knees, crying profusely, saying, "I'm not going to Buffalo. I have to see my children."
So you never shot there?
No, I'm sorry. Didn't you notice I was gone? Or weren't you there either? You didn't know I was not there?
It was great. We got to film at the falls, and you know we had great support and help from the people there and from the film commission there, and they supported the film in such a great way, and we did a lot of the exteriors there, and you know, to get the light, to get the architecture, to get the feeling of the place, and we lucked out with some good weather, and you know, filming at the falls at 4 in the morning.
Yeah, you know what? It's true. I had a great. They were so nice. I mean, everybody. I think it was just. I don't think a lot of people go to Buffalo. I mean, for all you know, because there's so many bad jokes. You know, the weather and this, but they were great. People were great. Yeah.
So you guys are all veterans, to say the least. A lot of movies at this point. Vera's now kind of catching up. You must be at 15 or 20 movies by now.
Maybe, yeah.
What is when do you let go of a movie? When are you done with that experience? Is it the festivals and the audiences at the festivals where you do it, or is it the box office, or is it?
I think it depends on the movie.
I think it does too. I think it depends on how connected you were to the film and the people who were a part of it, and
whether it turned out good or bad too usually has some kind of say.
Well, like in this case, I haven't seen the movie.
I know.
So I could really be pissed off tonight.
So you'll sit through it.
Hey, somebody stop Keanu and Jimmy. They're rolling on the floor out there.
Jimmy hasn't. Oh, I didn't realize you hadn't seen it yet.
Huh?
I didn't realize you hadn't seen it yet.
I haven't.
Well, the one screening, you were out of town, the thing.
Yeah, don't invite Jimmy. He just told me, how could you cut that out?
That's funny.
Oh, so you're going to bust. Oh, my God.
I did that in The Godfather. I refused to go to the party for The Godfather.
You did?
Because
I swear to God.
Because of the stuff that was on the editing
Because they
report?
screened something on my right hand to God. I said, what a piece of... I hate you, Francis. That was a 16-page scene. You made it a 4-page scene. You know, I'm not going. Evans had to come down. They dragged me upstairs. Oh, you were one boss. Stick it up your ass.
You were just in hell. You hated it. You were like...
No, I didn't hate the movie. It's about me.
So almost 40 years later, you and Pacino and Duvall are all still working at the top of your game. Was there something in the water back then that kept you going?
It's all Francis. I think, Francis at that time was, I say at that time because his career has basically changed and a lot of things have happened to him, but he was the greatest director. It's just his choice of, the actors, they were all wonderful, these guys I worked with. But if you look at every department head, he had Gordy Willis, who started it, Walter Murch, who's like the sound guy, Dean Tavalero. It was pretty much all Francis, you know. And that was I had a great time in that picture, and all the actors liked each other like that. And that's why it became very important to me, that I liked I can't think of anything worse than going to work for 3 months. Like in the old days, everything was 3 months. With people you just don't like. I'd rather just take a poison pill or get some venereal disease or something.
And how do you guys feel about poison pills and venereal diseases?
I don't know. Which one would you? Yeah.
Well, how do you make choices now? You probably aren't forced to work as much as an up-and-coming actor might be. So, do you make choices just because it's time to, or the great moment, or the great character, or?
Well, I love to act and I love to tell stories. So it's like that's what I'm looking to do.
You think you'll be doing it when you're Jimmy's age?
I hope so.
You know
I
what?
hope I have a career then.
How big are you?
Just
I've
about.
knocked out guys much bigger than you. What do you mean when I'm on my age? What, Anthony
Well, I mean, but I know
Quinn? No,
people
but
complain about not being
you know,
able to
no, but
control.
the truth of the
Careers
matter
are
is,
tough, man.
the-
And
it's,
you've had a
it's all
career, you
over.
have a
It's
career.
really, I feel sorry for Vera, and I feel sorry for him, and I feel sorry for my son, in the sense that I was really fortunate in the late 70s to work with, I mean, all the great directors and wonderful writers and great actors, and I had those choices. And it's not that I have anything against these stars and this and that. I think there's a lot of room for them and they're enjoyable. But there's very little of the other now. And then they're either these independents, you know, where you really can't make the living that you're accustomed to making. And it's shrinking, you know. Money's really hard to come by. Hopefully it's just the economy. But I think the whole business is changing. Because I mean, years ago they talk about Jack Warner being a jerk or this guy being an idiot and Disney being this guy and that guy. But they made movies for a living. That's what they did for a living. Today they make washing machines. I mean, I don't know what they make, you know, Sony's, I don't know. So,
The
I
kind
mean,
of
how many
films.
asses can we get in the seat, you know?
Yeah.
So, I'm not faulting, I mean, they're business people. So, I mean, I have a little thing that I'm doing now where I have this, it's called openfilm.com. I didn't mean to throw a commercial in there, because I'm not making any money with it, but we're looking for young filmmakers. So we have a short film contest, and we're giving away large sums of money to the winner to help
Nice,
them make
Jimmy,
films.
nice.
And because it's got to come from somewhere, because, you know, I've been lucky to work with some really wonderful people. But today anymore, you know, it's not the same. So I mean, for him and for her, like he says, you know, they don't come along very often.
So Vera's getting behind the camera herself. Has gotten behind the camera herself now.
Yeah.
Is that for this reason? I mean, is it to do work that you can otherwise do, or is harder to do otherwise?
You know, I've never had great ambitions to be a director. This project fell in my lap. I was attached to it with another writer-director, and we just weren't seeing creatively eye to eye, and it was suggested to me that I direct. Honestly, a couple of filmmakers that I would have trusted the story in their hands, they weren't available or interested in a subject matter that I found compelling. So I tried it. I'll try anything once. You know, I'm just in the editing process, so to talk about it is still vagary for me. And you know, I also star in the film, so it was a lot. I love the collaboration of a director. I love a director maneuvering you out of comfort zones. You know, I think we all have bags of tricks that we rely on as actors. I love having someone at the helm that I can trust, saying, "You're comfortable right now."
So this may be a one-off situation for you.
No, I don't know. I had a great time. I had I had rock star department heads that helped me define, you know, a style and to photograph it. And I had really compelling actors, and it's a subject matter that interests me personally. So we'll see if it comes together or not. I mean, it could be, you know, we'll see.
It's see you here next year.
We'll see. You know, it'd be great, but you know, I'm just puzzling it together. I'm in the
It
editing
sounds like all
process.
three of you really had to kind of defend your craft as actors by doing other things to keep the machinery going.
Well, I think you just go where the inspiration is. I mean, you can't go wrong if you're inspired, and whether that's big budget or tiny indie or you know,
Do it yourself.
or financing
I mean, you
somebody
have to-
else's dreams. It's like you just
Luckily, you know, if you have the funds, you know.
yeah.
I know
and
my
that's
son,
hard
you know,
too.
he's a wonderful writer and you know, and a good director, but I mean, it's just
Yeah.
impossible to, you know.
It's tough. You got to
make a
live like
living.
right. You got to live like an ascetic and have a really.
So he's doing it, you know.
Well, his movie
series.
got great acclaim here a few years ago when he came here with Dallas 342.
Yeah.
And then it didn't
362.
quite get a distribution that really
Right,
worked
and it
for
won,
it.
it won the Vegas Festival
Yeah.
as well, but won the Critics Award, you know, so it's, you know, it's pretty sad, and you know, hopefully that's when, like when you asked that question before, what we were involved with this movie, because, you know, I want this to be, I mean, it's a fun movie, you know, and by the way, I don't think there's anything better than when an audience leaves and they got a smile on their face,
Yeah,
you know,
I agree.
and I don't care, you know, what the subject matter, there's got to be some emotional reward. And if it's fun, and if they laugh, and they had a good time, and they forgot about all the crap that's going on down south here, then I think we're, successful. So I think that's what Keanu brought. I mean, I would assume that's, the intent, again, was not to cure some disease, but to, do something that's entertaining and fun. And I'll tell you after tonight whether some of the tips was
Just like, how's Caan looking? What is he? Is he laughing? Laughing.
I remember trying to make him laugh, and because he plays this guy like that, and then I do a take and I make him laugh, which was not that easy. And he laughed. He goes, "Wait, can I do that again?" I laughed. No, laugh, you son of a bitch.
Is there a moment you'll be waiting for?
And you made me eat. Right? Eggs. You remember, everybody eat the eggs, and you were like, you didn't say your line, and you just had to fucking eat.
And we had this director who made us all feel just really like we were, Brando. Every goddamn thing was brilliant. I said, what? Brilliant, sweetheart, brilliant. You have a brilliant the way you walked across that floor, brilliant. And then one time I had to ask him after 900 brilliants, he goes, I didn't mean to be mean. I go, excuse me, Malcolm, what exactly was brilliant about what I just did? And then he goes, well, the way you pointed with that brush. You had the brush again. And you remember that? This is the way you point. Ah, that is brilliant. Yeah. So he made us all feel good.
And is there
I said you made us all feel good, you English twat.
He's a feel-good director.
And is there a moment in the movie that you'll be waiting for to see whether you?
No, I'm just going to see what's cut out.
All the good stuff.
I'm just saw that coming too.
All the good stuff's in.
All the funny stuff, Keanu on the way too funny. No good.
No good.
And I'd have to say one time, can we do that again? I go, why, was that too real? I'm sorry, my fault.
Is there a moment you wait for in the movie when you see it with an audience? Where you kind of know you have them?
Tonight's the first night that it's going to be, have a public audience.
You haven't seen it with real people yet?
Well, I mean, we've done screenings while we were editing, but
Right.
this is a finished film.
So we can't change it after this?
You won't
There's no
want
chance
it. You
coming up to your house.
won't want it.
No chance coming up to your house and saying, listen,
No.
buddy, we got to have a talk.
No, we don't have enough money. This is it. We're done.
I just can't come up, have a little pizza and say, listen, I got an idea.
Oh, no. Not a Caan idea.